You step into a quiet cemetery. You see rows of neat, gray headstones. You leave a single flower on the manicured green grass. You think this peaceful, silent ritual is simply what humans have always done, to honor the departed. But the real answer is far stranger. For 99% of human history, death was never quiet. It was loud, it was bloody. It was deeply dangerous. Your ancient ancestors didn't look at a corpse and see a memory to preserve under 6 feet of dirt. They saw an existential crisis. They saw a magnet for apex predators. And sometimes they saw a dinner. Grief is an evolutionary paradox. It is a heavy biological tax. Your brain pays this steep price for the ability to form deep, lifelong social attachments. When you love someone, your brain wires them directly into your survival network. Their sudden absence triggers an immediate chemical withdrawal. Neurologist Dr. Lisa M. Schulman notes that your brain perceives severe loss as a physical trauma. It launches a massive, exhausting stress response. But why did evolution let this paralyzing sadness persist? Why didn't natural selection weed out a trait that leaves you weeping and helpless in a world full of predators? Look back 100,000 years into a dark, cold cave. A member of your tribe stops moving. The fire crackles as their body grows cold. To your ancient ancestors, this was not just a profound emotional loss. It was a beacon. A decaying human body attracts cave lions, hyenas, and hungry wolves. Leaving it out meant risking the entire tribe's survival. So the very first burials weren't born from religion or respect. They were born from hygiene. They were about staying alive. But then something shifted. Your ancestors stopped just hiding the bodies. They started interacting with them in ways that would deeply terrify you today. Consider the Neanderthals, who lived at the Goyet Caves in modern-day Belgium. Anthropologist Dr. Helene Ruger studied these 40,000-year-old bones. She found definitive evidence of intentional butchery. Your ancient cousins cut the flesh, smashed the long bones for marrow, and consumed their dead. This was not an act of warfare or malice. It was endocannibalism. It was the deliberate practice of consuming members of your own community. Why would they do this? In a harsh ice age winter, a human body was a vital source of high-quality calories, but it was also a profound act of mourning. By consuming the body, you kept your loved one inside the tribal circle. They did not disappear into the freezing, lonely ground. They literally became a physical part of you. What if burying a body felt like abandoning them? To an ancient mind, leaving a mother or a child to rot alone in the mud was the ultimate cruelty. As thousands of years passed, the rituals grew even more elaborate. In the Natufian culture of the ancient Levant, dating back 12,000 years, archaeologists uncovered something remarkable. People would bury their dead, wait for the flesh to completely decompose, and then dig them back up. They would carefully detach the skull. They would plaster it with clay to recreate the face. Then they displayed it on a shelf in their home. Your ancestors carried the long bones of their parents into battle. They turned human teeth into decorative necklaces. They wore their grief on their skin. This secondary burial practice allowed the living to physically touch the dead. It was a tangible bridge to the spirit world. Can you imagine waking up every morning and looking into the plastered eyes of your grandfather sitting on your shelf? To your ancestors, this brought intense comfort. It kept the social fabric of the tribe completely unbroken. Today, you live in a world that isolates death. You send the departed away to sterile funeral homes. You hide the harsh reality behind clinical white curtains and neat lawns. You try to move on quickly, checking your phone, returning to work within days. But your ancient brain still remembers the weight of those bones. Your modern grief is the lingering echo of a time when losing someone required a physical, tactile transition. When you feel that heavy, crushing ache in your chest after a loss, your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is searching for the physical presence. It is trying to pull them back into the safety of the tribe. You no longer wear their teeth. You no longer consume their flesh. but you still carry them in the architecture of your mind. You are the walking cemetery of everyone who came before you. Let's look at the complete timeline of your grief. It began with basic survival, hiding the body from predators. Then it became physical absorption, keeping them within the tribe. Next came secondary handling, plastering skulls to preserve the face. And now modern clinical isolation. 4 distinct stages across 100,000 years. Each phase solved a unique biological crisis. Each step shaped the wiring of your modern neocortex. So, when a profound loss leaves you feeling entirely empty, remember that you are not broken. Our ancient survival networks are simply waking up. They're searching for the tactile connection your ancestors built. They are mourning the severing of a vital tribal link. Your sadness is a biological masterpiece. It is the ultimate proof of your capacity to connect. You hold their stories. You carry their genetic legacy. You are their living monument. Every ritual changes, but the core remains entirely identical. We are wired to remember. We are built to love, and we are evolved to survive the loss.